Yeah, I'm going to narrate this video the best I can with this and try not to over talk too loud, but I want to use this to describe this camera that I bought, a Sony HDR CX440 Handycam, and it is a good camera to an extent, but you better have good light. But this first section here was done with my Rebel LG Rebel 4 phone, and I just couldn't get it to my Handycam, my new camera, quick enough, and so I had to use my phone on this first part. But this Handycam, this CX440, is a good camera, but you need to have a lot of light. You can't do dim shots. It's really not good. For inside the studio with a background behind me, my webcam, the Logitech webcam, the Logitech C270, does a better job on the human being in a lower light. But otherwise, this camera does good. It's grainy a little bit. I don't know if I got all the settings where they need to be yet. I'm working on that. I have to go through the settings and try different things. Now this is where the CX440 begins, and the rest of it was done with the CX440. And so you can see this is 6 o'clock or quarter after 6 in the morning. The sun wasn't up too well. It was a little bit dim out, and I think when I edited, I had to work on the white balance or the exposure or something to get it just a little bit brighter so you can see a little more detail. And this is a deer that comes around every day. It's always around there, well, most every day. And that's part of the neighbor's house there in front. And yeah, they just go where they want to, them deer do. And I just thought I would practice with this camera and I know I don't have the settings perfect, and I'll figure out the settings. It's still a pain in the ass to get it onto my iMac. I mean, not my iMac, my Mac Mini, to use the iMovie editing. Still got to go through Windows, but I got that figured out, and the time value of it, and I can get it done a lot quicker. I don't have to use a handbrake ripper on it because I dig out the MP4 files while I'm on the Windows with it, the Windows machine, and I transfer them MP4 files over to my Mac Mini so I can do the editing. The other files, the Sony files, are a lot more sharper, but they won't work in the iMovie editor at all. So I have to make do with what I can until I get that program on here. See if I want to put that program on my Mac Mini so I can use it straight from here and use a higher resolution film. I don't know how that's going to work, but I got to figure it out in time.
Better leave them flowers alone.
I had to warn the deer about the flowers because the neighbors would be coming after me if the deer eats their flowers. I just want to get the video of the deer, and this, I love the zoom on this. The zoom is great, but it still gets grainy using that MP4 format. And I don't know if I just need to get things right, learn how to use this camera a little better. It'll probably turn out better. And if I can get the higher format video onto the Mac Mini and get it to work in the iMovie, then they're huge files. They're about 4 times as big as an MP4, and that's a lot of strain on my Mac Mini. I have to put dry ice under it just to keep it cool. It overheats it. It hasn't crashed on me yet, but there's always that chance it might. But I mean, it can be used with them files. I just and then YouTube, you know, this, well, it should say Comcast, got sucky basic internet, and it just takes, for this film here, it's going to take about an hour and a half to upload to YouTube, and it's under a gigabyte or right at a gigabyte. With the other thing, using the other format, they'd be about 3 gigabyte, and that would take a whole damn day to get it up to YouTube, using after I edit it and get it straightened out, chopped up, and that's for about a 12-minute film video. And it's pretty good. Now this cat, that's that crazy cat, she gets in this thing here and she come walking up, and I guess I had to get her on film, on the video here in a couple of seconds. See, she showed up. I thought she was going to come over and aggravate me, but she just walked up to me and walked right by me, stepped on my foot.
You gonna come in my house?
Yeah, she don't want to come in the studio. Sometimes she does.
Hey, little.
She checks it out, make sure nothing's changed. But she likes getting up in the loft part of the studio and looking out the windows. Okay, back to the deer. Well, no, we got a little more cat here.
You gonna come in?
Yeah, see, it does pretty good. I got to work on the focus, and you know, I got it all set all to automatic right now, but I want to get them larger files on to the Mac somehow so I can use them, and because they don't have the graininess like these MP4s do. So I'm still working on it, but it ain't a bad camera. I paid $268 for it. Now if I'd have got it for $50, that'd been a better price for the quality of the camera, for the headaches you got to go through just to get it on work on a Mac right. And I got to get my big Windows 10 computer out if I want to try and DaVinci Resolve again. I'll have to talk to them folks to figure out why it won't work on that latest version of Windows 10. I ain't paying several $100s for the paid version of DaVinci Resolve. I don't think it's worth that much. And I got to get a drink of my damn good coffee. Where's them quarters coming out of my ceiling? They ain't doing it. They need to. They need to come out of my ceiling so I can buy a good camera. I ain't got sick. The next camera up in this line of Sony is like a $500 or $600 camera, and it is 10 times better as far as the quality goes, but I ain't got that kind of money. I ain't making money on YouTube. I'm just doing this for fun. But yeah, I mean, the zoom on this is great. See how it just zooms right in, and if you zoom slow, the focus stays good. If you zoom too fast, it goes out of focus for a couple of seconds or more. But I don't know if I'm going to put music behind all this too. You can hear the damn train. Them damn things. I'm waiting for the neighbor to whip out his chainsaw or start up his race car. He's about 100 yards away, but it gets louder over here. Just like them trains. I'm pretty far from them, but they get louder as you get further away from them to a point. But I don't know if this deer was trying to play games towards the end of this. She took off and running, just a hopping, looked like a little puppy dog wanting to play. Yeah, I thought I cut that out, that dipping. Nah, I don't guess I did. But this is a good 20-minute film, and I got to cut down to 12:17 so far. And now watch her take off running here in a second. But watch how she hops like she's wanting me to follow her and play.
Hey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's about ready to go. There she goes. This is Ralph.
Ralph.
This is that squirrel that I got before. He keeps hanging around my door close to the RV. Lives in that big maple tree. Yeah, there's his nest.
Right up in the fork.
Yeah, so I don't know what more is going on. I'm going to have to end this because I'm coming close to the end. And I got this rabbit too. Just happened to be in the neighbor's yard and I zipped into it. So, I'll get better with this camera if it's possible. And I'll keep using it until I find something better. Y'all have a good one. Subscribe. Don't like it, but subscribe. The end.